this is Izzy. Welcome to another fun family cooking show. Today we're going to be making very simple shortbread biscuits, 4 ingredients. But what's our first job is?
So our first job is to tie back our hair and to wash our hands.
Perfect, thanks Iz. Your hands are the most important tool you have in the kitchen, so it's important that they stay absolutely clean at all times. Lovely, thanks. Now, what are our ingredients?
So our ingredients are corn flour, sugar, plain flour, and butter or stork.
Whichever you prefer, whichever you have. And what we're going to do is we're going to put these into the bowl here. So we've got 100 grams of plain flour. Lovely, thank you. We've also got 50 grams of corn flour. Now, if you don't have corn flour, of course you can just use all plain flour, so 150 grams in total. And the biscuits work out perfectly fine. But from a child's point of view, when they get to play with the dough and roll it out and cut it into shapes, they love rolling and rolling and rolling it. And the more times, the more fun they have. If you just use plain flour, they end up getting very mealy, very doughy. They're not a nice biscuit. If you put the 50 grams of corn flour in, they still end up, even though they've rolled them out loads of times, being really crisp and crumbly and delicious. So it's just a handy thing to have if you have it available. Then we've got 50 grams of caster sugar here. They're sweet, but they're not too sweet. And then we've got our icy cold either stork or butter. The great thing about a lot of the storks and the butters now is if you don't have a weighing scales, they actually have a little grid on the back breaking it down into 50 gram portions, or in the butter it's 25 gram portions. So it's easily just to count along and get as much as you need. So 100 grams of our butter, nice and cold, and you're going to work that together. And again, it's something that the kids love to do. Working it all until it all comes together into a smooth ball of dough. Now, you can start working with it straight away, but it is very, very, very sticky. So what I would suggest is once it's come together, you wrap it up in a little bit of cling film, put it into the fridge for about half an hour, and then take it out and let it come to room temperature. It's solid here. Now Liz, we might move this out of the way because this will eventually come together. Do you want to give your hands a little wash?
Yeah.
We'll bring that together again ourselves later. But here's one that has come out of the fridge and had been allowed to come to room temperature. And what we're going to do is I'm going to get you to flour the board here for me. This stops the dough sticking to your work surface, which is already nice and clean. And you're going to pop that out. And will you roll that out? You might need to flour your rolling pin as well. I'll leave you a little bit of spare flour there, love, if it gets too sticky. Okay? And you might need a little bit of flour on your pin. And once it's nice and rolled out and nice and flat and biscuit thickness, that's about right, isn't it? Yeah. You get yourself your baking sheet, your baking tray, line it with baking paper if you have the baking paper. If you don't have baking paper, like I've said to you before, what you do is you just sprinkle a little bit of flour and that's it, acts as your non-stick agent. These biscuits tend not to spread too much, but they can. So now you're just going to cut out your shapes. Now we have a load of different shapes here. We have butterflies, we have stars, we have gingerbread men, which are all great. If you don't have a shape, just get a glass, like my mum used to do when we were kids, and just cut out your biscuits there. Now the kids, do you want to keep going with a few of them, love? The kids can have great fun. They can mix little things into the mixture before it's fully come together, or they can start decorating them now with chocolate chips, raisins, different things like that, pecan nuts, whatever they like to do, or you can just leave them dead plain. Another thing you can do is maybe sprinkle them with a little bit of sugar and they become a sugar crunch cookie. And you can end up rolling this back together again and again and again and again, and it still comes out with lovely little biscuits, doesn't it?
Yep.
So I'll leave you to work on these. Put a few more onto the tray there. And I'm going to show a couple that we've literally only just taken out of the oven there in the last couple of minutes. And we have our little butterflies and our little gingerbread men, and they're just a couple of minutes out of the oven. They've been played with loads and they still have a lovely crisp snap. And we used to make these a lot when the girls were little for parties, birthday parties, and again we let them cool and then the guys could decorate them as much as they liked. Do you want to do some decorations? On our nice cool cookies, we have some writing icing here, so everybody could just personalise their own cookie and decorate them, and then they'd eat away at them. They're a lovely little treat, and they're a lot of fun to bake because they get to play with them over and over and over again, and they're still edible and safe. Next time you're with us, we're actually going to move on to some savoury dishes. We're going to make some chicken dippers, chicken nuggets, and we hope you'll enjoy us for that. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.